In this video, I'd like to accomplish two things. First of all, I'd like to help you see that if you're given an ordered pair, what you have to do in order to locate the one point that's associated with this ordered pair. And the other thing I'd like to help you see is if you're given the point, what you have to do to determine the coordinates for that point. So both of these ideas are about locating some sort of spot or position here on this paper, and that's really requires us to in some way be able to tell someone about both distance and direction. And we need a tool to do that. So in order to help us talk about that, I have included a horizontal number line. And let's see if we can find the point associated with this ordered pair on this number line. The coordinates in this ordered pair are -3, 4. And if I come down to this number line and I see a -3 and a +4, I hope you can see that these are not the same point. And this ordered pair is supposed to help us locate a single point. It's a problem. And so if I look at the other point that I've placed here and I wanted to write coordinates to help someone locate this point, and all I have is this horizontal number line, I could say, well, it's close to the 1, it's underneath the 1. The question would be, well, how far below is it? Is it above the 1? So basically the horizontal number line here is not enough to help us either locate this point or find the coordinates for this point. And what we're missing here is the vertical number line. So I'm going to place a vertical number line on this grid. And it is truly, when I say a vertical number line, it's got numbers on it just like our horizontal number line. So our 0 is right here. And so our positive numbers are above 0. And our negative numbers are below that 0. -1, -2, -3, -4, and of course both number lines extend in the directions to infinity. But what I'd like for you to also know is that once we have drawn this horizontal number line and the vertical number line, that we have created a coordinate grid. And the number lines, mathematicians have agreed to call the horizontal number line the x-axis, and the vertical number line is known as the y-axis. And that's important because every ordered pair that we work with, the two numbers within the ordered pair are given to us in x, y order. And so when we are ready to locate this point, we know that we're going to be traveling on the x-axis first and then the y-axis. One other thing I wanted to point out is in this intersection of the x-axis and the y-axis is the point of intersection, and it is called the origin. And the word origin means beginning, and I think it's important to note that because every time we try to locate a point from the coordinates, or if we are trying to determine the coordinates of another point, we always start at the origin. The origin itself also has its own ordered pair because the origin is at 0 on the x-axis and at 0 on the y-axis. The ordered pair for the origin is 0, 0. Now remember, the first task that I wanted us to accomplish was to be able to locate the point associated with the ordered pair -3, 4. Like I mentioned earlier, to locate this point, we are going to be starting at the origin, and we have to follow both sets of directions inside the ordered pair. So we're going to start at the origin, travel along the x-axis to the -3, and I'm not going to write one thing down yet because I have not finished following the directions on how to get to this point. All I've done is traveled on the x-axis to -3. Had that been a +3, we would have traveled to the +3 on the x-axis. Since it's a -3, started at the origin, traveled to the -3. Now I'm ready to follow the next set of directions in the ordered pair, which is that the y-coordinate is a +4. Now the y-coordinate tells you how far you move up or down from this x-axis. So if it's a positive 4, we're going to move up 4 units, and I'll be able to tell when I'm there because it should be even with the 4 that I see over here on the y-axis. And that's when we place the point, after we followed both sets of directions in that ordered pair. And this point right here is the only point on this entire grid that has these coordinates. Now remember, the other task that I wanted to accomplish was, how do you determine the coordinates of a point that's already given to you on the plane? So we are still going to be writing the coordinates for this point in an x, y order, and we're still going to start at the origin, and we're going to travel from the origin to this point. And so let's record what we do as we travel from the origin to this point. First off, we travel along the x-axis, and we travel till we get to the positive 1. I don't write anything on this number line, but I am going to write 1 here because that's our x-coordinate. And from there, I'm going to travel down 2 units, it looks like, till I get to the point. Now, I did travel 2 units, but because we traveled down 2 units, the y-coordinate is a negative 2. And so the ordered pair for this point is 1, negative 2. Those are the coordinates to help us find this point. So I hope this video helps you for future problems when you're given an ordered pair and you have to locate the point, or if you're given a point and have to determine the coordinates of the ordered pair.